In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how you can figure out where buyers are buying at in your market. I'll give you a better formula to use than that outdated 70% minus repairs, minus your wholesale fee. And then I'll give you some examples of why you shouldn't be using that formula. So let's go ahead and jump into this video. So to figure out where buyers are buying at, I like to use a tool called Privy. Now, unfortunately, Privy is a paid platform, but it is very useful for figuring out who recently did a fix and flip in the area. So if you have the means to take on Privy, click the link below and sign up. So what I do in Privy is, let's say we were looking for buyers in Dallas, Texas. We would click into Dallas, Texas. And then from here, we would want to come over here to where it says investor activity, and we'll hit fix and flip. And then we want to click into filters. And let's say we're looking for properties that have been bought at 80% of the ARV and under. So if we scroll down, let's say we're only looking for the past month for right now, and then we hit run search. It's going to show us all of these properties that it believes are fix and flips. And you can see if you're scrolling through them, a lot of these probably are fix and flips. So let's say if we click into one of these, if we scroll down, we have all of these different options. But if we go to before and after, we can see the before and after pictures. And if you scroll down, you can see where it was bought and where it was sold at. So this was bought at 212.5 and it was sold at 305. So literally at 70% of ARV. So if you were using the 70% of ARV minus repairs, minus your wholesale fee, you would probably be 20 grand or 20% under where this person was actually buying at. And then to see if this was actually a buyer, we can come over here to property history, and we can see that the buyer is not an entity. So this looks like it might have just been either someone who was flipping a house without an entity, or someone who purchased it to live in it and then they flipped it down the road. So if we want to keep going, we can click into this one. We can go before and after. Again, we can see the before and sorry for the interruption, everyone. Just wanted to give you a reminder to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and help me get to my goal of 10,000 subscribers. Now back to the video. After pictures, we can see that this one was bought at 70% of ARV. And if we go to property history, we can see the buyer was Connect Tech Communications. So this probably is an entity. So it looks like they bought it at 78% of ARV. Now, I don't know if they made money on that, but if they did, that's a good indicator that they're buying above 70%. And then similarly, you can just keep going through these and start looking at, where are they at? And if you really want to go further into it, you can start to build out a spreadsheet to figure out, hey, in this zip code, most of the buyers are buying at 60 to 70% of ARV. And you can start to figure out where they're buying at for a cosmetic rehab and where they're buying at for a full gut rehab. And one cool way of doing that is this before and after, right? So we can look at the before pictures and see, is this a full gut or is this a cosmetic rehab? Then again, this one was bought at 72%. If we go property history, we can see that it was Catagroup Ventures LLC. So if you're in the Dallas, Texas market, going after these buyers might be very beneficial for you, because now instead of doing 70% of ARV minus repairs, minus your fee, you might be able to come in at 70% of ARV minus your fee. Which kind of brings me to the next point of, what formula you should actually be using. So the formula that I like to use, and shout out to Jamil for teaching this, I like to figure out the ARV in my market. So pretty much off the method I just showed you, I build out a spreadsheet and I look at, okay, out of 100 flips in my area, the average is falling between 70 and 58%. So that probably tells me that a cosmetic rehab will go for 70% of ARV to a buyer. And then a full gut will go around 58% of ARV to a buyer. And so that can help me figure out exactly where I need to be at on my numbers. And so that's my formula, just a flat percentage fee I don't factor in repairs. I don't do any of that. Now, the reason I don't factor in repairs, and I know this is counterintuitive to what a lot of people out there teach, and even what a lot of buyers will tell you, right? The reason I don't factor in repairs is because whose repairs are you factoring in? You can get 10 different contractors out to that property, and each one of those contractors will give you a different quote. Not only that, you have buyers that are looking to do different things and have different connections. So you might have a buyer who's a contractor. You might have a buyer whose brother owns a material shop. You might have a buyer who maybe they're only looking to make $20,000 off of a flip because they're doing 20 flips a year. Whereas you have another buyer who's looking to make $150,000 off of a flip because they're only doing one or two a year. So there are so many factors that go into it. And again, you might have a buyer who does a low level of finish or a very high level finish. You might have a rental buyer who's renting to Section 8 or who's doing luxury rentals. So if you run the formula 70% minus repairs, minus your wholesale fee, you're only catering to a very, very small pool of buyers, because there are buyers who, you know, don't I mean, yes, every buyer would love to jump on a deal that fits that criteria, but not every buyer needs that criteria to make it a deal. So hopefully this video was helpful. I will see you all in the next one, and have a wonderful day, morning, evening, whatever part of the world you're in. Take care.